Carry On Doctor, the famous 1967 comedy from the Carry On franchise, left a deep impression on the audience with its hearty laughs and funny situations. Have you ever wondered what the talented actors in movies are like now? Join us to explore their journey from their glorious years on screen to their current lives to see how time has changed. Charles Hawtrey played Mr. Barron when he was 53 years old in 1967. Mr. Barron is a patient with psychological problems, always worried about his wife about to give birth to their first child. He's a sensitive and vulnerable person who always needs support from those around him. Charles Hawtrey continued his acting career but encountered many difficulties in his personal life. He passed away in 1988 at 73 from pneumonia. He left a deep impression in the hearts of audiences with his humorous and memorable roles.
Well, don't let me keep you conscious.
Is this your first?
Pardon?
Is this your first?
Well, I didn't want to mention that.
Well, because you work with Will Hay. Any other of those?
Yes, Will Fife. That's another Will.
Barbara Windsor played Nurse Sandra May when she was 30 years old in 1967. Nurse Sandra May is a beautiful and enthusiastic nurse, always ready to help patients and colleagues. She is a cheerful, active person and always brings laughter to everyone. Sadly, Barbara Windsor passed away in 2020 at 83 due to Alzheimer's disease. During her lifetime, she left a deep impression on the audience with her role as Becky Mitchell in EastEnders and is remembered as a talented and passionate actress.
Came to visit me in my room every night for months afterwards.
That was merely professional courtesy. You were in no danger.
No? Then why did you keep giving me the kiss of life?
Barbara Windsor talks for the first time of the illness she is living with.
Support groundbreaking research to find a cure for a condition that affects so many people.
Peter Butterworth played Mr. Smith when he was 52 in 1967. Mr. Smith is an outpatient, always causing trouble and creating funny situations in the hospital. He's a funny and likable person and always brings laughter to everyone around him. Peter Butterworth continued his acting career and became one of the familiar faces on the Carry On series. Sadly, he passed away in 1979 at 63 due to a heart attack. He left a deep impression on the audience with his humorous and memorable roles. He also participated in many TV and theater shows, leaving a great legacy in the comedy industry.
What do you have for breakfast?
That's a load of rubbish. Doc Kilmore's not like that.
We saw him rip her skirt off, didn't we?
Not on purpose. It was an accident.
Which was most unlikely because it's an absolute hog for pubs.
Never.
And let's face it, we had a captive audience.
Sid James played Charlie Roper when he was 54 in 1967. Charlie Roper is a lazy patient who likes to pretend to have symptoms to stay in the hospital. He's a cheerful person, always finding ways to avoid responsibility in his life. Sid James continued his acting career and became one of the stars of the Carry On series. He passed away in 1976 at 62 from a heart attack while performing on stage. He is remembered as a talented and passionate actor.
Back. Oh, God.
Last bloke in that bed had the same thing.
Did he?
Right up to the end.
Oh.
What I don't really enjoy is walking around in this gear. I feel like a blasted penguin. I keep popping open.
It is the most exquisite form of torture ever invented.
Bernard Bresslaw played Ken Biddle when he was 33 years old in 1967. Ken Biddle is a cheerful patient who always tries to escape the female patient's area to flirt. He's a funny, likable person and always brings laughter to everyone around him. Bernard Bresslaw continued his acting career and became one of the familiar actors on the Carry On series. Sadly, he passed away in 1993 at 59 due to a heart attack. Bresslaw left a deep impression in the hearts of audiences with his humorous and memorable roles.
Now, her sister said so.
That's right, matron. But within reason, this is the third time in an hour.
Sorry, I didn't know anybody was keeping the score.
But I hope that they'll have the same flavour. We can recapture the flavour that has obviously appealed to so many people. Certainly, I'm looking forward to it.
Kenneth Williams played Dr. Kenneth Tinkle when he was 54 in 1967. Dr. Kenneth Tinkle is an arrogant doctor who is unpopular with his patient. He's an intelligent person but lacks empathy, always putting personal interest first. Kenneth Williams continued his acting career and became one of Britain's most famous comedians. He died in 1988 at 62 by suicide. He left a great legacy in the comedy industry and is remembered as a talented and creative actor.
Well, Mr. Smith, how is it today?
Still very sore, Doctor.
Well, it's your own fault. Should have had it done years ago.
Ooh!
I had to do it verbally. I couldn't do it physically.
You started as a schoolboy then?
Yes, I think that was the first occasion, yes. I used to use the tongue to be vituperative.
But the malignant thrust of the tongue...
Anita Harris played Nurse Clark when she was 25 years old in 1967. Nurse Clark is a beautiful and dedicated nurse, always ready to help patients and colleagues. She's a cheerful, active person and always brings laughter to everyone. Anita Harris continued her acting career and became a multi-talented artist, participating in many TV and stage shows. Now at 82, she is still active in the industry and often appears on TV. She has also released many music albums and participated in charity projects, leaving a deep impression on the audience.
Dr. Kilmore!
What is it?
Look!
Where?
Stay here.
Yeah.
I never actually lost him, so I'm so grateful for that. But watching the steps that out.
Jim Dale played Dr. Jim Gilmore when he was 32 years old in 1967. Dr. Jim Gilmore is a dedicated and thoughtful doctor who always cares about his patients and colleagues. He's a smart, funny person and always brings joy to everyone around him. Now Jim Dale's 88 years old and is still active in the industry. He's famous as a narrator of the Harry Potter book series and has won many prestigious awards. Dale remains optimistic and continues to participate in art projects while sharing his experiences with the younger generation.
Well, I was just wondering if you could slip a little note to one of them.
Mr. Biddle, you're asking me to break hospital rules. And I quote, staff will not allow...
Phrase, if you don't kind of move, you rust.
That's absolutely right.
But do you do that?
Yes, and also I think you put it down to laughter. I think if you can laugh at least a dozen times a day, that's...
Yeah.
Frankie Howerd played Francis Bigger when he was 50 years old in 1967. Francis Bigger is a faith healer who believes that spirit overcomes matter is more effective than medical treatment. He's a humorous person, always bringing laughter to everyone around him. After filming, Frankie Howerd continued his acting career and became one of the famous British comedians. Sadly, he passed away in 1992 at 75 due to a heart attack. Howard left behind a great legacy in the comedy industry and is remembered as an icon of laughter.
Oi! There's something moving about under my... Oh! It's trying to...
He's on my hand, sister.
And I did to be or not to be, which is about, what, 3 minutes to be. And I was, now it's supposed to last.
Joan Sims played Chloe Gibson when she was 37 years old in 1967. Chloe Gibson is Francis Bigger's assistant, always believing in his faith-healing method. She is an intelligent, determined woman who always supports Francis in every situation. Joan Sims continued her acting career and became one of the familiar faces on the Carry On series. Sadly, she passed away in 2001 at 71 after a long battle with illness. She left behind a great legacy in the film industry and is remembered as a talented and passionate actress.
Old. You didn't have to go mad, dear. I said you didn't have to go mad.
Oh, no, it didn't cost me anything. It was my mother's wedding ring.
Do my little cameo performance. He greeted me with a kiss on each cheek and he gave me a box of chocolates, which I thought was very sweet.
Was this to calm you down?
It was to calm me down.
Dany Nico played Mrs. Roper when she was 60 years old in 1967. Mrs. Roper is the wife of Charlie Roper, a patient woman who always takes care of her husband. She's an intelligent, determined woman who always supports her husband in every situation. Dany Nico continued her acting career and became a familiar face on British TV. Sadly, she passed away in 1986 at 78 due to pneumonia. She left a deep impression in the hearts of audience with her humorous and memorable roles. She has also participated in many TV and theater shows, leaving a great legacy in the comedy industry.
The sitting room ceiling. The number of times I begged you to do something about that flush. Not you, oh no. The house could fall down. You wouldn't even notice it.
That's it. Time's up.
Peter Jones played the chaplain when he was 47 years old in 1967. The chaplain is a priest in the hospital, always bringing comfort and spiritual support to patients. He's smart, funny, and always ready to listen to help people. Peter Jones continued his acting career and became a familiar face on the British TV and radio. Sadly, he passed away in 2000 at 79 due to pneumonia. He left a deep impression on the audience with his humorous and memorable roles. He also participated in many TV and radio shows, leaving a great legacy in the industry.
Well, good for old Dr. Kilmore.
Excuse me.
Poop face,
I beg your pardon?
Hey? Oh, I'm sorry, not you, Chaplain.
I'm wondering where I can find Mr.
Who is your favorite character in Carry On Doctor, and what do you think when some actors have passed away? Leave your comments below this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to wait for my next videos. Thank you.